Donald Trump nor Kamala Harris is going to save you from your miserable life. Let me explain. If you are dependent on the president, the vice president, the potential president to do everything for you, then you just putting yourself in this box right now, and you're going to be nothing but miserable. Look at the rest of the world right now. 95% of the world is moving in the same direction. Most of those people are miserable, no matter how much money they're making in their job, because the more money they're making in these jobs, the more responsibilities, the more supervisors is looking at them, the more their job is on the line, which is keeping them miserable as hell. And you may be one of them right now. You're not happy right now. Yeah, you work a job, you got it, but you just doing a job. And that's what it is, just over broke. Just like how I was working. I was working, thinking I was moving, moving up in the tiers, moving up, more money I was making. I was still broke, which didn't make no sense to me. I'm like, how am I making more money, but I'm still broke? And I was still miserable. It didn't make sense. So I'm like, stop depending on the government to do stuff for you. Stop depending on the presidents to do something for you, because what does that even look like? Just look at the past elections, the past presidents. Go back years. Yes, they're going to be spitting out promises. They're going to do this. And some of them may try, right? But at the end of the day, is that really going to sustain your life? No. Is that really going to make you happy? No. Being on government assistance and, pretty much you just putting yourself in a box and they got control over you. It's like a baby, right? When the baby gets hungry, they got to look at their parents. I'm hungry, because maybe they're not that age right now where they can go out there and get their own food. So you're an adult baby looking for these people to do things for your life, which is not going to happen. It's going to keep you miserable as hell. And I'm only speaking from experience, because I was living the misery life, literally going to work every day knowing, okay, I'm probably going to be making $35 an hour, but what was it? Why was I still broke? Why was I still unhappy? Why was I feeling sick when I went to work, having these sharp pains shoot through my head while I'm at work? But when I wasn't at work, I felt fine. I was overweight, eating unhealthy, every day going to work, eating Burger King, getting milkshakes, hopping on the bus, not working out, overweight. This is why so many people work 30 years, and then when they do retire, they spend their whole retirement doing what? Paying for hospital bills, going to the doctor because they're diabetic, because they have high blood pressure, because they're obese. They start to have all these problems, but you're not really paying attention to where it's coming from. That's because you didn't make a decision to say, you know what? I'm going to go another direction. I'm not going to go where everybody else is going. Look at your auntie. Look at your parents. Look at your grandparents. Look how they turned out. Some made it through and maybe had a good life, but the majority, probably struggling right now to pay their bills. Retirement wasn't nothing what they thought it was going to be. So either you make that decision today to start going the other way, the road less traveled, the road of the success, then that feeling that you feel right now is going to be over and over, and nothing's going to change until you change it. So yes, I can speak on it, because guess what? My life was miserable. It was miserable. Every day getting up to go to work at 4:30 in the morning, then doing the swing shift, getting off at 9:30 in the morning, then going back to work at 3, then getting off at 8 just to have a weekend. You don't think I was miserable? Definitely miserable. Then had to look into the eyes, and this is what kind of really opened up my eyes, was looking into the eyes of my coworkers that been there for 20, 25 years. They don't even want to go home, be with their family. They're working overtime, literally killing themselves. When I left, so many people died. This is a fact. And it wasn't just because, they were sick. Yeah, they got sick by working on that job, by being stressed out, by being miserable, by being unhappy, doing something that they really didn't want to do on a day-to-day basis, but they didn't see no other way, or they didn't feel that they had the opportunity to go another route. Yeah, it's scary, but what was more scary to me was working on a job that I hated for 25, 30 years, and then retire, and then hope and pray to God that I'm healthy enough to live off the retirement. Hopefully, they pay me enough when it's time to retire. So when I started to look at things like that, I'm like, nah, I don't want to put my destiny in their hands, and then 25 years go by, and this happens in a lot of jobs where 25, whatever, years go by, and then now they starting to do cutbacks. Now they want to give you severance pay. Now they're forcing you to retire when you're not even ready right now. You're like, well, I ain't ready yet. I'm trying to get my full benefits. Nah, you got to retire or get this or get nothing. So would you rather make a decision right now while you have your health, while you have your good mind frame, while you have a support system, while you have the energy to start to build that other direction, like start to go in another direction? Because look at the successful people. You think the successful people depend on the government to do for them? Yeah, maybe at a certain point of their life they did, but they didn't want to stay there. They wanted to go another direction because they knew it was better on this side. If they stayed on this side, they would just continue to have these headaches. They would just continue to be unhappy, be miserable. That was going to be their life, and they already seen that. But yes, on the other side, you may see the fear because it's the fear of the unknown. But all of the successful people went down that road of the unknown, and now look at them because they made that decision. So what I'm saying for you is, don't think that you can't do something different. Don't think that you just have to be what they want you to be. You can be great. You can be phenomenal. You can be a success. But you got to believe that within yourself. And once you believe that, no matter what you're doing right now, and I'm not telling you jump out there, just go quit your job and just say forget it. You know, if you are on food stamps right now, look, do what you got to do. Utilize that, but use it to get to another level. Don't use it to stay where you are. Now you get complacent. Elevate, because it's a lot of people that I hear that say, oh yeah, I got 2-3 jobs, but you only can work but so many hours. No matter how many jobs you have, it's still 24 hours in a day. You still got to get some sleep. And then all you're doing now is chasing the dollar when you should be using leverage to make your money. You use other people's time. Just like they use your time to go make money, they make money off of you. Same thing you could be doing. But you got to make a decision to make that pivot and get out that rat race. Get out that pack. You want to be with a pack. Nah, start going the other way. Don't run with the pack, because when you run with the pack, you should know it's not the right way, because everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody can't wait till Friday comes so they can kick their feet up, drink some wine or drink some liquor, probably some hard liquor at that, because that week has been so stressful for them. It's been so miserable for them. They just need to drink and try to forget their problem. But if you try to change that, go in another direction. Now, when you do drink or pop a bottle, it's because you're happy. You're popping that bottle for a celebration. It's not because, oh my God, I can't wait till Friday. And then Sunday comes so fast, guess what? Monday back around with the quickness, and then you back in that same cycle. So for you to get out that cycle, you gotta make a change. You gotta make some type of decision to do something different. So if you, no matter who you follow, if you follow Donald Trump, if you follow Kamala Harris, it does not matter, because they cannot do for you what you could do for yourself. They can talk it all day. They can say, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna give you this, we're gonna write this, sign this document, and it's gonna be, the only one that should be signing a document, that should be a check to yourself, is you. Whatever that amount is, you can have it. You can go get it. So stop killing yourself. Stop doing what they want you to do. Stop taking that out on your kids because you unhappy. You don't have to be miserable. It's a decision. And once you make that decision to not be miserable, is when you do something different. So today, you look yourself in the mirror, just like I had to look myself in the mirror and say, Jesse, do you want this to be the rest of your life? Or you gonna do something, or you gonna do something different? Jesse, you looking through the eyes of these people that you work with. This is who you're gonna be if you don't make a change. So go ahead, walk to that bathroom, wherever you got a mirror, look yourself in that mirror, talk to yourself and say, look, today is the day that I put a stop to it. I'm no longer dependent on everybody to do for me. I'm no longer dependent on the government to take care of me and my family. No longer am I gonna be unhappy anymore. No longer do I settle for less. You need to settle for the best. And once you feeling your best, then you can give everybody else your best. So lock down, get focused, change that miserable life into a happy life, to a successful life, to a thriving life, because you only get this one life and you want to live it the way you want to live it. And remember this, JTIL, which stands for just to exist isn't living. Because if you live in an average life, if you live in a life that you hate, if you live in a miserable life, then you just exist. I holla back.